Man planned on their wedding anniversary to make his blind wife die in an accident, so he set up a deadly trap behind their wedding photo. As soon as his wife pulled off the cover on the wedding photo, it would trigger the mechanism, and a sharp spear would instantly take her life. That way, he could naturally inherit her fortune and be openly together with her best friend, Anna. Little did he know that their conspiracy had already been discovered by the woman. It turned out that a day earlier, the woman had unexpectedly regained her sight. Who would have thought, after seeing light again? The first thing she saw was something her husband had deliberately hung up: the 100 challenges to destroy my wife, until she read the first challenge: to stage an accident that made his wife blind. Only then did the woman realize that her blindness a year ago was not an accident, but her husband's carefully planned scheme. Looking at this plan that had made her isolated and friendless, the woman could hardly believe it. The reason her husband did this was to slowly turn her into a mad woman in the eyes of others. Then, on their wedding anniversary, he would stage her accidental death. Learning the truth, the woman was overwhelmed with grief. She never thought her husband of 7 years actually wanted her gone. At this moment, her best friend Anna suddenly walked in. Seeing the woman facing the 100 challenges, Anna was terrified. She immediately asked nervously if the woman could see. The woman was just about to tell Anna the truth when she saw her husband suddenly hugging Anna. Only then did the woman realize that her husband and Anna had already betrayed her to avoid being exposed. The woman had no choice but to keep pretending she was blind. But her panicked reaction just now had already aroused suspicion from Anna, and the man Anna told the man that the woman seemed to be able to see when she was looking at the 100 challenges just now. Her expression was very flustered to test his wife. The man picked up a sharp crystal lamp and thrust it toward her eyes. Although she was terrified, for the sake of her life, she had to endure and remain still. Even so, they didn't lower their guard. Then Anna brought over sulfuric acid, saying she would give her some eye drops. As the acid came closer and closer, the woman suddenly stood up and shouted that she was thirsty. This caused Anna to spill the acid in her hand, almost injuring herself. Furious, Anna was about to slap the woman, but was stopped by the man, because it was not the right time to tear their masks off with her, to send them away so she could find help. The woman immediately said she wanted some water and asked the man to fetch her a glass. After confirming the two had left, the woman quickly got up to find her phone, but her movements were too loud, which caught the man's attention just as she was hurriedly sending a message. The man had silently walked up behind her, hearing the man's questioning voice. The woman was startled and trembled. Her phone instantly fell to the ground. Seeing this, the man picked up the phone and questioned her. "Darling, can you see? What are you doing with the phone?" The woman could only lie and say her eyes felt uncomfortable, and she was looking for eye drops. Luckily, when the man tried to check the phone, it had already shut off because the battery died. At that moment, Anna also brought over the water to change the subject. The woman deliberately asked about their wedding anniversary tomorrow, whether her husband had prepared a surprise for her, and to thank Anna for taking care of her since the accident. She generously invited Anna to attend tomorrow's event as well, seeing that the woman had no suspicion at all. Her husband and Anna finally set aside their doubts and eagerly anticipated tomorrow. Then right in front of the woman, her husband impatiently embraced Anna and left on the wedding anniversary day. The woman dressed up beautifully, looking at her hypocritical husband. The woman couldn't help but ask how many years they had been married. The man paused for a moment and answered, 7 years. The woman imagined that her husband would consider their 7 years together and spare her, so she asked him, in the next 7 years would he still love her the same? Hearing this, the man's face immediately turned cruel, and he avoided answering the question. At that moment, the woman knew her husband would never let her go. Soon, the man brought the woman into the carefully prepared studio. The room filled with roses looked especially romantic. Yet, in his heart, he was thinking of how to kill his wife. Then the man told his wife that the scene was recreated based on her favorite studio. Even the largest wedding photo in the center was painted by him personally. Hearing this, the woman felt deeply ironic. Behind the seemingly affectionate facade was a murderous intent. Then the man led his wife to the designated spot and told her to unveil the wedding portrait he painted for her. But behind this wedding portrait stood a knight statue holding a weapon, just waiting for the woman to lift the curtain to trigger the mechanism, and instantly the spear would pierce through her. Although the woman didn't know exactly what mechanism he had set, when he emphasized that she must not touch it, she realized clearly that her next move would definitely get get her killed, but if she refused, she would die right away anyway. So the woman gritted her teeth and pulled the curtain open. Just as the man was overjoyed, the woman suddenly threw herself into his arms.